What happened early in the third quarter? You guys were on that huge run. Was it something that was said, or you were just looking at the scoreboard and seeing you were down?
Wasn't much said. You know, I just feel like we knew like this is our home and we got to protect it. So there's some way, somehow we got to come out and do something different so where we can make the score spread.
It seemed like it was just an odd game where first couple of minutes of the first quarter, I think the first 4 field goals were all 3-pointers. You had good looks, they just weren't falling. You kind of the same thing in the beginning of the third quarter as well. It just feel weird playing a non-conference game at noon on a Saturday in February?
You know, it didn't feel too weird. You know, every game day we got to be ready no matter what time it is. But, you know, it probably was, you know, shooting a lot of threes, not getting to the basket as much as we would, not getting a lot of foul calls. And they started to come more in the fourth quarter. But, you know, just the start of the third, that's what was happening, I felt.
Do you guys think your offense is better perhaps? Like in the third quarter, we create, I think it was like 7 turnovers, and that kind of bleeds into your offense.
Yeah, I feel like when we get turnovers and we can push in transition and go at our tempo instead of what the other team wants us to do, we play a lot better, a whole lot better.
Certainly one of the benefits of the first half, the bench players got to get some minutes in the first half. You're usually in the game, not on the bench, when you had that period with the injury, but are you seeing stuff when you're on the bench, watching those bench players play? Are you seeing the growth of the bench coming through?
Yes, I'm seeing the growth a whole lot. Soleil Barnes coming in, knocking down her 3 and playing defense. Same with Emmy Renat. And also, I would say, you know, our bench players are getting more points than the other team's bench players, so that's doing a big thing for us.
Going back to Soleil, obviously she's battled with a lot of injuries. How rewarding is it for you to see her healthy and being able to contribute now?
I love it. That's my twin. I love seeing her play out there.
When you're going through your knee situation, did she help you? Did she give you any tips, any advice as to how to come back from an injury like that?
Yeah, she told me it was going to be mental. A whole lot of mental things going through my mind. Also with rehab, you know, the BFR machine, it burns a lot. But I'm working on this knee and trying to get it back to 100%.
Finally, how much are you looking forward to Saturday now and one more time to play the Falcons?
I'm ready. Always ready to play BG. That's what I gotta say.
ULM went on that run at the beginning of the second half, got 37-34. You guys 21-4 run. What kind of happened in those moments? Was anything said? Was it just kind of the way you guys played? What happened?
I think just getting stops on defense. We weren't getting the stops that we needed on defense. Too many fouls, too many and ones. I picked up mine real quick right away in the third. So just once we got those stops on defense, I think that led to getting runouts and on offense, and then from there we progressed.
What's the benefit of playing a non-conference game in the start of February?
I guess for any reason, it's nice just to play a game. It's competitive. It's test your skill. We go against the same teams every year. You kind of know what they're going to run, so it's nice to have to play someone new, adjust to what they're running, and yeah, improve there.
Monroe had 50 wins going into this game, so I mean, they're a good team and everything. Does another good performance against a team of this caliber continue to build on?
I feel like any win kind of keeps us motivated, keeps us grinding. But of course, we always go back and improve. There's stuff, obviously, yes, we won, but it wasn't as great as it could be. It wasn't the worst, though. So we'll still go back and just learn from it and just keep improving. But any win is a win, so we'll take it.
Let's look ahead. Next game against that team down south.
Yes.
How much do you get up for that game? Because you guys have to get some bench players, everybody get some good minutes tonight, everybody rest a little bit. You got a full week to get ready for the Falcons.
Yeah, so I think we all got a full week. Even though we're getting it, they're getting it too. But it just gives us plenty of time to improve what we need to, clean up things, and add new things if we want to prepare for them, and then of course the rest of the season.
Really proud of our players today. I thought, you guys kind of said it already, but points off turnovers and our bench really were 2 keys for us in getting this victory. We didn't shoot it as well from 3 as we did our last game, but I thought we found other ways to produce points. And it was good to see us convert when we did cause a turnover.
Do you think your bench is starting to become kind of like a story of the season? How much they contribute?
I think seeing Emmy come off the bench and hit some threes, she needed that. She struggled lately shooting the ball, but I was happy to see her get some confidence back. But to have her and Soleil coming off the bench that can really, really help us, and that helps us through foul trouble. That helps us through any ankle turn or injury that could happen, and it makes us able to wear other teams down. You know, I looked at what their bench was doing coming into today, and I really thought being able to sub and wear them down was going to be a big factor, and I do think it was. I think they got tired at times, and running through a lot of screens, pushing the ball in transition, I thought showed some fatigue on their end because they don't have the numbers that we have.
Bradford she's one of the leading scorers in the country. She had 11 points, shot 16 times, she had 3 for the bubble this year. Well, what did you kind of take out of her?
I think the big thing was just trying to be in gaps. She's such an explosive driver and creative driver. And when I say explosive, I mean, man, if she gets a first step on you and then a leaper, she drew a lot of fouls today. And, you know, she drew 5 fouls, got to the free throw line quite a bit, but I thought we made her work for her points. And I thought our help came a little bit better in the second half when she drove. But she's not easy to stop. I think their starting 3 guards are elite. They can play at a high level. And we knew that was going to be a little bit of a test for us today, was to try to stay out of foul trouble ourselves and keep them in front of us and be in the gaps.
What do you see as a benefit of playing a non-conference game in February?
Well, one positive is, you know, this is a team that's a top 130 net. So it gave us a chance to gain another quality win. And, you know, they're a little different than some teams in our league, but I still think it gave us the opportunity to get better. Is it challenging? Yeah. You know, their coach and I were talking before the game about how it's really tough to shift gears and play a non-conference game right now. But as long as we're playing games that help us with our resume, I think that's a good thing.
How much do you think the week off?
Before I answer that, the one thing I do want to say, I'm sad Marshall wasn't a part of this. Marshall's their #1 team, and if we're going to do this, I think we've got to put our best teams against our best teams. And for them to opt out, I think was kind of tough for everyone because I don't think we got the benefit of the matchup that we could have gotten, right? And I'm not saying us versus Monroe. I'm just saying the top teams in their league versus the top teams in our league. I think Louisiana Monroe is still one of those. But I just think it's unfortunate that the best team in their league is opting out of this. But go give me your question again.
Week off.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good time. You know, I think we're at a point in the league where a lot of our kids probably feel it with their legs, especially Soph, who's played her fair share of minutes. But I do think it's important for us to keep moving a little bit. We're not going to wear them out, but I do think it's the wear and tear of a game where you're really beating against each other and running up and down a hard surface floor. It's going to be good for them to get some shots up, to maybe not have as much wear and tear, and to hopefully be a little bit more refreshed when we get down on Saturday, because that will be a very physical game at BG.
This game, I would say, was decided 8 minutes of the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
What did you see from your team? Did you see just turning it on defensively, kind of hurt Monroe, and you kind of turned a lot of that in?
I thought Q got a couple key stops, you know, on defense that helped us, shot blocks. And kind of propelled us on the other end. I thought Sammy hit some open shots. I thought Soph did such a good job of just running the show and making sure that we got good looks. But I do think it's just composure, you know, weathering the storm, because there's times that they could turn it on, hit a big 3, or get a good push for a layup. And that can be deflating if you're a young team that can't handle that. I think we've got a very mature team that when something like that happens, they respond. And I thought they responded in a very positive way. I told them today in shoot-around, I thought composure in this game was going to be big. Not letting their scoring runs bother us, because they can shoot the heck out of the ball. I think on the season, they've shot 140 more threes than we have. So we knew if they got hot, it could be tough. But I thought we defended it pretty well today.
In the last 2 weeks, I would say you're probably playing as well as you've played all season. Like, what do you pinpoint? And it's kind of that common denominator.
I think big thing is Q getting healthy. Second thing would be Soleil's hit her stride too, because she's played enough games where she's feeling very confident. And to have the depth of Soleil and Emmy off the bench is really, really helpful. I thought last year having Justina and Jada off the bench, you know, so I think Emmy and Soleil are doing that for us. But, you know, we missed our player of the year who, you know, expectedly so, was not playing maybe at a MAC player of the year level when she first came back. No one expected that. When you sit for 3 weeks, You can't go from 0 to 100. She had to get back in shape. She had to get her legs back. I feel like her timing's so much better. Her defense, so much better. Today, I thought she played the way that we were used to seeing Quenisha Lockett play. And so if you put all those things together, I think we're hitting our stride at the right time. And if you're going to peak, you'd rather do it late than early. Peak at the beginning of the season, you know, it may fade before you get to the end. I think last year we did the same thing. We started to peak at the right time, and I hope that's what we're saying at the end of the season, that we caught stride at the right time.